Welcome to T47 Productions. I'm your host, Albert Knopfsinger, and today I'm going to show you how to assemble the Fotga DP300 DSLR Rig. Let's get started. Now let's take a look at what's in the box when you ordered it from Fotga. You'll see that I laid out all the pieces nice and neat that come in the kit, including an extra piece I'll talk about towards the end. But you can see all the major components here: the light box, the handles, the base plate, the barn doors, the focus puller and additional pulls, and the armrest pulls, to include the C-channel adapter and the focus ring that you'll use with the focus puller. Now let's take a look at the best way to get started. Now that we got a good look of everything that comes in the box, I'm going to talk to you about the best way to assemble this. And one of the best ways is to get your tripod out. I assembled this the first time on a wooden table and it ended up scratching the table. Also, as I added more pieces, the rig kept tipping over and making it very hard to keep assembling and make adjustments. And that's when I realized I should have gotten my tripod out. So the best place to start is to take your quick release plate and put it on the bottom of the main plate for the DSLR rig. Once you have that, you can go ahead and lock that in to the tripod just like so. When you do this, you have to make a decision. Do you want the quick release plate for the camera to go on the left or on the right? And what I found is I'm gonna carry most of the weight on my right shoulder, and if I have this quick release, it's hard to get to with the C-channel on this side. So what I would consider is whatever side you're gonna have the C-channel, put everything else on the opposite, all right? So in this configuration, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on my left side because my focus puller will be on the left. Now that we got the base plate for the DSLR rig in place, the first place I'm going to start is the backing plate for the armrest that goes over the shoulder. You'll see this piece that looks just like this. I'm going to go ahead and pop this on here and make sure that my rods are nice and even and it's ready to go. Lock down just like that. Next phase, we need to put on the C-channel. All right, so let's begin by putting on the C-channel. So I'm going to spin my tripod around and I'm going to go ahead and put on my C-channel. Just like this. It can go either way, it doesn't matter. It has all the same fittings all the way around and it lines up fairly easily. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this on the end just like so. You might be tempted to leave it really far out, but remember, we still have to get other pieces on, so it needs to come back just like so. Okay? When I put the C-channel on, I don't tighten it up because I know I'm going to make a bunch of adjustments so that I can get my camera on there along with the handlebars and the cinema matte box. All right, to make a good adjustment on this rig, what I recommend is to go ahead and loosen all the knobs here for the rig, and then you can slide these forward or back. Now, most of your weight is gonna have to come back, so you're gonna need to slide these forward. You might be tempted to push it all the way and bottom it out, but if you do that, you won't be able to make adjustments to the height of this base plate. So you're going to want to make sure you pull it back just enough so that there's a little bit of a space between that screw. And then you can go ahead and lock them up, no problem. This will give you more room to bring your C-channel back and add the focus puller and a few other items. So I'm going to bring my C-channel all the way back, just like I did with my first plate, with just a little bit of room right here to be able to adjust the height. Okay. Wrong way there, no big deal. A little bit of an adjustment. And we're up and running. Now, you have to make a few decisions here. And the decision is going to be to put on the handlebar rig that looks just like this. You're going to want to slide that on there. And then your matte box still has to get on. Many people might be tempted to actually try to fit the smaller rods that come and put these in now. And I'm going to recommend don't do that at this stage. What I am going to recommend is that we start with that handlebar rod. Now you might be tempted at first to put it up like this so that it hangs lower, and you wouldn't be wrong. You could also go this way. It all depends on how much access that you want to have to those knobs. I'm going to put mine down just like so, and I'm going to slide it back all the way back because I still have to get my matte box on. All right, now that we got our handlebar in place, we got our C-channel on, we got our rear arm pad, we're gonna go ahead and apply the matte box at this stage. Now you notice with the matte box that everything comes prefigured for you. You could hang it upside down if you want, but I wouldn't recommend that because of the filter holders. You're ready to go just like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and slip on my mount box, just like so. Okay, and I'm gonna let that one go to the very end. So I'm gonna let it be right here at the very edge, and that'll give me room to move my handlebars on because I still have to add my focus puller. Now we're gonna talk about adding in the side plates and the arm piece. All right, to get started, to add these poles is much easier now than to put them in and then try to add the mat box. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide these rods in, and that'll lock it in and get it ready to go. They bottom out right into the mat box, and then all you gotta do is simply crank this handle down, and they are locked in place. They are not going anywhere. All right, now we're gonna start with the rear arm pad. You have two longer poles that came in the kit. You're just gonna pop those in and bottom them out. I keep them nice and even because, again, I don't want anything hanging out that's gonna hook on something or me. And now you're ready to go. The last piece for the arm stock is you're gonna go ahead and slide on, just like so, and it's ready to go. Don't worry about adjusting it now. You'll adjust it once you can pick the rig up and set it on your shoulder. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add the handlebars. Now, you'll notice that they have a nice little indent in them, and they fit in your hand just like so. So you can pretty much walk up to this and set that in just like there, and give it a nice little turn, and you're ready to go. I don't recommend getting everything perfectly tight at this moment in time because you're gonna make a lot of adjustments once you get the camera on. All right, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this rig down just a little bit right here. And you'll notice there's a very tight space between every piece. So you have to take the time to make sure that you got yourself a good little gap to work in. And that's why I push my mat box to the very end, because I'll know exactly how much space I'll have to make adjustments. And then there we go, just like this. Okay. Now the handlebars are in place. You can see I don't have them super tight, but I will tighten them up here in a minute, a little bit more, okay? Pretty much good to go. Almost there. Now I'm gonna show you how to put on the focus puller. When you get ready to apply your focus puller, something to consider is the location of this. You have a lock for the rods here, okay? And then you have an adjustment to move your focus puller in and out. So you wanna make sure that you have enough space when you put it on. Now I'm gonna loosen it up, and then it's gonna pop right into place. Any other time it would pop into place, okay? Now I can tighten up this screw right here, and I'm just gonna leave it right there. I'm not gonna get crazy with it because I still have to add my camera to this. One additional tip I have for you is the focus puller. You have to be aware of your handlebar placement in relation to the focus puller. You have these little focus stops that allow you to preload your focus stops if you have specific points you're moving to. And if you get too close to this rod, you won't actually be able to use them. It'll actually hit the rod, stopping you from using them. So pay close attention to that as you put your camera on your lens. I used, again, a 5D Mark II and a 24-105 lens. By the time I added the focus ring and got everything adjusted, these rods were bottoming out and I had to move the handlebars forward. Okay? So again, that's another little helpful tip as you're mounting up your camera and your lens. Now let's talk about the bevels that are going to go on the end of your cinema display. The bevel system's pretty easy. Or excuse me, the barn door system is really easy. You have two tabs right here. You'll get an Allen wrench that actually comes with the kit for you to make an adjustment on each side so that you can actually tighten up the barn doors if they get loose. So it's pretty easy. We're just gonna unscrew this right here. These two blue anodized fittings, okay? And then we're just gonna pop it in up top here, just like so. It's nice and tight, ready to go. For the side pieces, when you pick them up out of the kit, you're gonna notice that they're sitting in a weird angle. All you need to do is loosen this knob and they are free to pass underneath that screw. So So I just go ahead and put them in and lock them, just like this. And now I'm going to add it to my side. Go ahead and really raise that up, give me a little bit of space. The next phase is your handle. So now you can take your handle and you can mount it either in this way, or you can take your handle and mount it in this way. It's really up to you and whatever accessories you're going to attach to that as you go. I'm going to go ahead and just put it in like it's seen in the pictures online. Pull it about halfway through, and I'm ready to rock. The last little bit that you have is your gear ring for your focusing. I recommend put this on the camera before you put it on the lens, before you put it in here for your first time, but it'll give you an idea where you need to center your rig. This adjustment is going to give you everything you need to center your rig. So if you're putting a short lens on, you can push the camera forward. If you're putting a long lens on, you can pull the camera back. Another little tip that I recommend is to get you an extra one of these for about $3. They're not that expensive. You could take this and put it on the end, just like so, and this will prevent this butt pad from falling off. The first thing that happened when I put the rig on my shoulder is I pulled forward and it came right out of this buttstock, making it very awkward because it almost fell down. So a few extra bucks and then you can lock that pad into place for yourself so it doesn't go anywhere. We hope you enjoyed this video showing you how to assemble the Fotga DP300. As you can see, it's really easy to assemble, and we hope you enjoyed some of the tips we gave you to help you assemble it easier without incurring too many problems. Once you hit this stage, you're pretty much ready to throw in your camera and start making all the fine-tuned adjustments. Again, we hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day.